Before we begin, I want to ask you something simple. When was the last time you finished a day and felt certain that your work actually mattered? Not busy, not productive, but meaningful. This isn't a story about success, it's a story about clarity. And if you stay until the end, you may start seeing your own life differently. Have you ever reached the end of a long day, sat down in silence, and realized you couldn't clearly explain what you actually did? Not that you did nothing, you were busy, you moved all day, your phone kept ringing, your inbox never rested. But when someone asked, "So, what did you work on today?" your answer came out vague. Just stuff, little things, work. Maybe you tried to fix that feeling. You bought a planner, you downloaded an app, you made lists so long they felt more like accusations than help. And still, at the end of the week, the same quiet frustration returned. Busy, but not building. At some point, usually after 40, a dangerous thought sneaks in. Maybe I'm slowing down. Maybe I don't have it anymore. Maybe this is just what the second half of life feels like. But what if the problem isn't your age? What if it isn't discipline or intelligence? What if the real problem is that your work has become invisible, even to you? His name was Ethan Miller. He was 52 years old. By that age, most men had learned a painful truth. Effort doesn't guarantee recognition, loyalty doesn't guarantee security, and being needed doesn't always mean being valued. Ethan worked for the city, facilities coordination, maintenance oversight, the kind of job that disappears when everything works and only becomes visible when something breaks. If you asked him what he did, he'd say, "I keep buildings running." It wasn't false, it just wasn't a story. His days began early, coffee in a plain mug, the same road, the same intersections, year after year. At work, Ethan was dependable, not flashy, not loud, just there. People called him when the heat went out, when doors wouldn't lock, when alarms chirped at 2 in the morning. He handled things. And still, driving home each evening, his body knew it had worked, but his mind couldn't point to anything solid and say, "This mattered." At home, Marianne noticed the change before he did. She was a nurse, calm, grounded, used to real emergencies. They'd been married nearly 30 years, long enough to speak without performing. Some evenings, Ethan sat at the kitchen table long after dinner, staring at nothing in particular. Marianne would ask, "How was work?" and Ethan would answer the same way every time. Busy. Not good, not bad, just busy. Money wasn't falling apart, but it wasn't comforting either. Retirement sounded less like a plan and more like a question. And beneath it all, a quiet root took root. If my work leaves no trace, what does that say about me? The breaking point didn't arrive dramatically. No shouting, no accident, no scene. It came on an ordinary Wednesday morning. A short email waited for him. Facilities performance review. 3 bullet points. Response times inconsistent. Documentation insufficient. Accountability needs improvement. Ethan didn't feel angry. He didn't panic. He felt cold because he knew the truth. The work existed, but the proof didn't. That night, sitting in his truck during lunch, he asked himself a question he couldn't answer. What did I do wrong? Later, at home, Marianne asked him a harder one. If you disappeared tomorrow, Could you explain the value of your work in one paragraph? Ethan opened his mouth, then closed it. At 2:17 a.m., Ethan got out of bed, not with energy, with clarity. He sat at the kitchen table, opened a drawer, and pulled out a cheap spiral notebook. He wrote the date at the top of the page, then one sentence: "Today I'm going to write down what I actually do." And very quietly, he said it out loud: "I'm done being invisible." No applause, no breakthrough moment, just a man deciding to see himself clearly. Ethan didn't talk about the notebook until someone noticed. Caleb, 61 years old, former maintenance supervisor, quiet, practical. Caleb watched him writing and said, "If it isn't written down, then in this system it never happened." Then he explained something simple. Work has two lives, the work you do and the work people can prove you did. He gave him a system, 5 lines: what I moved forward, what I prevented, who I helped, what I learned, what I'll do tomorrow. Every day, 30 days, no catching up, not motivation, rules. The first week felt uncomfortable. The truth was boring. Handled requests, prevented issues, helped people. Then a pattern emerged. Most of Ethan's work was prevention, things not happening because he was there. By the 3rd month, his thinking changed. Not how busy will I be today, but what do I want to be able to write tonight? At the 3rd month, people listened when he spoke. In meetings, he didn't speak louder, he spoke clearer. The cost came too. He said no more often. Some people didn't like it, but clarity always has a price. At home, Marianne noticed the difference. "How was your day?" she asked. Ethan thought, then answered, "Clear." This story isn't really about writing, it's about visibility. Not talent, not luck, not age, clarity. Most people don't lack discipline, they lack a fair way to see their own effort. Tonight, before you sleep, take a piece of paper, write 5 lines, not to show anyone, just to see yourself, and ask one honest question. If someone asked me what I've built in the last 30 days, could I answer clearly? If this story stayed with you, don't rush away from it. Sit with it tonight and ask yourself one honest question. What part of my life has become invisible simply because I never took the time to look at it? I'll see you in the next story.